This morning is the head coach of the Whitehouse Wildcats, Coach Kyle Westerberg. See, he's got my own name, and I still almost messed it up. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I cannot complain. I cannot complain. So first, I want to talk about yesterday. We saw you yesterday at the Fall Sports Media Day over there at Christus, which I think is a phenomenal event for all the athletes and coaches to be able to gather in one place. But talk to me a little bit about how yesterday went for you and how important those kind of media days are for the kids as well.
I think it's awesome. I think you guys and all the local, radio stations and media coverage, I feel like do a great job of really, getting all of our kids exposure all across East Texas. And so I think it was great. You have a new crop of kids every year that get to come in and sit in front of you guys and answer questions. So it's always, you always wonder what they're going to say, and I know some guys are different, and they want to give them, a certain script to say. But I let those guys have freedom, but I try to teach them a little bit ahead of time. Hey, it's about the team, it's about us, and this and that. So, thankfully, the last 4 years, going on 5 years, I've done this. The kids have done a great job with it.
Yeah, and it's also our responsibility to not set them up for bad situations too, because we
For
know they
sure.
are kids. So let's talk. Well, actually, before we get into last season, I want to talk a little bit about Patrick Mahomes. He got some jerseys for White House this year, so some new threads for the Wildcats. Talk to me a little bit about that relationship with Patrick Mahomes that he has with the school, and how much that impacts the kids that actually attend there.
It's a big deal. Like I said, I'm going on year 5 here, and we've kind of seen the transition. Obviously, with the brand he wears with Adidas, they've given more back and more, and he's come back. I think he came back about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and spoke to our kids and donated some shoes. His shoe line, and so they got an experience to talk to him and ask questions, let him answer questions, and so. With everything going on now, we knew it was coming. Just didn't know when. Obviously, Texas Tech, signed their deal last year, so everybody was just kind of waiting, when it was going to be. I didn't expect it to be this quick after Texas Tech did their deal. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal for our program. It's a big deal for our kids. Not only is it going to impact football, it's going to impact baseball, and then future sports to come from there. So to be able to wear the Gladiator logo that he created, his logo for from a place where he's from. We had our parent meeting the other night, and I explained to them what was coming, and I said it's a lot of great things. It's kind of the Jump brand, the Jordan brand of Adidas is what it is, and we're very thankful for him to select us. We're one of 15 schools, high school schools that are going to get to wear it. And so obviously we're going to be the first, and there'll be a few more to come. So, big deal. And to see what's going to take place after it, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's awesome, and when you have somebody, when you have a name you could throw around like Patrick Mahomes, that's it's kind of a cool deal to be able to throw around. Let's talk a little bit about last year. 5-6 overall record, made it to the playoffs. Really finished strong there at the end though, winning 3 of the final 4 regular season games. So talk to me a little bit about last year and how you think it went.
It was a rough year. I've been doing this going on year 19, and I don't think I've ever had a year like we had last year with the amount of injuries, especially early. It was a tough non-district schedule, battling with Kilgore and Chapel Hill, our 2 solid 4A programs in East Texas, and so. We battled a bunch of injuries. We had a little sickness bug kind of roll through in September. And then kind of got in district and knew that it was going to be a fight, scratch, claw type of mentality to get in the playoffs. The one thing I was very pleased with, and impressed with, was our kids. They didn't have a quit mentality. Where easily, some teams could have just said, you lost your quarterback, you lost this. We had a lot of kids step up in positions that, very thankful for that they stepped up in those positions, but the kids battled, and it's testament to them, the coaching staff, to be able to make adjustments on the different kids that we had at different spots, and so went on a 3-game stretch, and our bye week is week 9, and so you start August 4th, August 5th, and you grind all the way until I think this year our open week is not until Halloween. It's October 31st. So, it was just get to the bye week and then see what happens from there, and get this thing in the playoffs. And thankfully we did. And that's three out of the 4 years that I've been here that we've been in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's man, that is a brutal grind. Starting from the start of August and not having a week off until Halloween. That is tough. But like you said, and I know you're not going to want to make excuses, but like you said, the kids stepped up, the younger kids stepped up and did what they needed to do, and I think that'll just help. Going into this year, they have that experience already. And speaking of this year, you got 6 starters coming back on offense, 5 on defense. What are the expectations as you head into this season?
We're going to be young. It's a smaller senior class that we've had, and we have this year compared to what we've had in the past. But we do have some veterans on that senior class. A young man I think you spoke to yesterday, Caleb Toombs. He'll be a 4-year starter for us on the varsity. So we're looking at his leadership in the trenches to be able to. Some of the young guys that are going to have to fill in the spots, show his leadership there. So we're going to be young, but we're going to be young the next couple of years. So this is a great opportunity for us that, I think we've got everything we need to go compete and go compete well in this district.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and talking to us this morning. I really appreciate it. Best of luck to the Wildcats this season, and we'll talk to you down the road.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank